everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today what I'm going to be doing is something called the fox eye look, which is a new trend or a newish trend that I've seen floating around Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, TikTok, all of them. What it is really is that kind of Bella Hadid, Gigi Hadid, Kendall Jenner really lifted, really kind of cat-eyed look. I did try this out the other day, I really liked it. I took a photo and I uploaded it to my page. I got a lot of comments on it asking, can you please do a video, and a few DMs as well. So thanks so much for asking. I'm more than happy to do that today. I can honestly say as well that when I did this look, my boyfriend was actually at work, or fiance I should say, sorry. When he came home, he was looking at us really different and he was like, what have you done different? Like, something's really different. You look so different. And I asked him, is it in a good way or a bad way? And he did say a good way, so it's a good start. I think it really helps to change the shape of your face. It's really slimming, which I think we all may need in this lockdown time. I know I do, of all people. So I'm going to do a bit of a talk through, chit chat, get ready with me kind of style. I'm going to show you a little bit of skincare, how to really achieve that lifted look, which is actually really easy and straightforward. Also, it would really mean the world to us if you could subscribe to this channel, give the video a like, give it a comment, let me know what other kind of looks you'd like to see, and do remember to hit the notification bell so you can be notified every time that I upload. Thanks for watching. This is also the first kind of talk through, get ready with me style video that I'm doing as well, so I am really nervous to be doing it and just sitting talking to a camera, but please let me know if you like it or if you prefer the other style of vid. So first thing that I'm going to do is I'm going to prep the skin with some skincare. I have actually been using some new skincare and really enjoying it. I did a little Cult Beauty haul about a week ago now, and I can say I've noticed a massive difference. Obviously I do have quite a few hormonal breakouts at the moment, but aside from that it has been really good. So if you'd like a little video on that or a review, I'm more than happy to do so in a few weeks once I've given the products a really good test. So first I'm using the Pixie Glow Tonic and just a couple of cotton pads, and I'm just going to cleanse my face over. I did fake tan, so my face is clean, but it might have a little bit of residue on. I've also been outside in the sun, so I've had a little bit of SPF on, which can sometimes get a bit greasy. And don't forget to take this down the neck as well. Next up is eye cream, which is from The Ordinary. It's actually an eye serum and it's their caffeine solution. I have noticed that it has been really tightening the under eye and it's been really nice. So just with the dropper, I'm just going to pop a little bit on my hand. So I'm just popping this under the eye, over the lids as well. Next I'm going in with my new absolute favourite product, which is the Charlotte Tilbury Magic Serum. I know it's only been less than a week since I've used it, but honestly the difference in my skin has been absolutely incredible. Yes, it's expensive, but the bottle is quite a big size. It is 30 mils, but at a time you're only using about half a dropper. So it's a dropper style bottle like this. I would use about half of this on my face. I'm using it morning and night, and what it's really helped with is texture. It's really helped out smooth fine lines, pores. It's just made my skin feel just baby soft and have such a lovely glow to it. So I've been really enjoying this, and I would highly recommend it already. And lastly from Ren, I'm using their vitamin C cream. Just a little pump of that. I love the smell of this. It smells like oranges. It also really smells like the Ole Henriksen one that I was using before. Unfortunately, they're out of stock, so I thought I would give this a try. It was recommended on Jamie Genevieve's skincare video. If you know me, I'm obsessed with Jamie Genevieve. Her skin is absolutely incredible, so is her makeup. So I thought I'd give it a go, and so far so good. It leaves you nice and hydrated, and it smells gorgeous. So next up I'm going in with the P. Louise base. This one's Rumour 01 because I can't find number 2 at the minute, which is a bit pale. But not to worry, because we're going to go in with like a cream bronzer on the eyes anyway. But what we're going to do is we're going to take a small flat brush. As always, we're going to carve out the brows. For today though, because we're doing makeup slightly different, I don't have the biggest brows anyway. They're quite thin, unfortunately. I'm so jealous of all of you who have nice thick brows. But for me, and for what you want to do for this trend, is to make your brows look more straight. So I don't have that much of a tail anyway. There's a few hairs there, but they're really fair, which is why you can't see them. So I'm going to carve out the brow, but instead of letting the arch come down, I'm going to let it come out a little bit more, and what that's going to do is start giving you that lifted effect. So right at the tail end, I'm going to come more out. And this has taken me a long time to actually get used to this because I'm so used to like dragging my brow down. Now obviously your natural brow is going to play a part in this, but as much as you can, try and get the end to come straight out like this. So it's more straight, and again that's going to make it more lifted. What I'm going to do now, as always, do the other brow, and I'm also going to just pat the rest of the product over the eye for an eyeshadow base. So now you've got an even base on and you look nice and crazy. Don't worry about the colour too much. This is going to act as a good highlight for your brow bone anyway, but the majority of this is going to be covered with your base. It's also going to be covered with eyeshadow as well. So I'm taking a very dark concealer. This is the concealer I'm going to use to contour today. And I believe this is the Maybelline Fit Me concealer. The shade name's rubbed off, but just any kind of dark concealer. And this is going to act as cream bronzer with a nice fluffy brush. And you just need a little bit, and we're going to tap that right at the outer corner and wing this out. So everything with this look, it's about the kind of placement of your brush. Your brush wants to be almost at a horizontal angle. Normally my brush is kind of like this, you kind of want it to be like that and flicking upwards. So nice and roughly, and this isn't about getting a really kind of defined shape, it's just about bringing that colour in. You want to wing this right out. And this is why we're doing our eyes first, because we're going to clean up this outer corner. But it's giving you that nice shape and that lovely bronzy tone that you see in these kind of looks. Like this. I also blend this right at the inner corner as well, up to the brow and down to the nose, because that's going to prep for nose contouring. Now I have quite a small nose anyway, it's not really in proportion with my face, so not ideal, but for this look definitely we're going to do like a nice nose snatch just to make it, again, your face look a lot more sculpted, a lot more thin. So that's about what it should look like now. Like I say, it's got no real shape. You're just starting to get that warmth in. This look's all about using very natural tones. You're not really going to see this look with a lot of bright colours. You certainly could do, but what you're seeing on Bella Hadid and Kendall Jenner kind of looks, it's very, very neutral, very warm tone often. So that's why I start off with a bit of a cream bronze just to help the rest of the shadows. So now I'm going to use powder bronzer, which is from MAC, and this one's Give Me Sun, but you can just use any bronzer. And on a large fluffy brush, which is a Morphe M441, I'm gonna very, very lightly buff this at the outer corner, take it quite high and flick it outwards. So what we're trying to do is to elongate the eye shape, make it look really, really feline. Obviously the likes of Bella and Gigi Hadid are beautiful anyway. They already have gorgeous cat-like eyes. For the likes of me, I've got to fake it. So you really want to exaggerate everything with this look. I'm pretty much placing this exactly where I did the cream bronzer to set it. So I'm going into that nose contour area, or just the start of it, and bringing that out. Now, did you see before about that base that was really, really light? Now you've got that lovely, lovely highlight without it being really shimmery. Just makes your brow look that touch more lifted. So now I'm picking up a pinky rosy tone shadow. This is from a Too Faced palette. This was a Christmas edition palette from last year. I don't really know if this is available anymore, but if you just use a nice pinky rusty toned colour, so I'm going to go on with this one. So on a MAC 217, which is a bit of a smaller blending brush, I'm focusing this on the outer corner, so I'm stamping this on first in the outer corner like this, and flicking up and a touch into the crease. So with the lighter colours, we're bringing them into the crease. Once we start using the darker colours, not so much, the attention's going to be right on the outer corner. So now I'm picking up a dark brown shade from the palette, same brush, and now I'm going to strictly focus this just on the outer third. So stamping that on and flicking it out. I'm using a very, very, very light hand with this. You don't want to be very heavy handed. And the whole idea of this kind of look is that you want it to be really nice and natural and soft. That whole kind of soft glam supermodel look on me. And then I'm going in with that large fluffy brush with no more product, and I'm just softening the edges and really smudging that out. Don't be afraid to go really high with this look. The whole point of it is that you want to kind of lift your eye shape. So now on a MAC 266, which is just a little angled brush, I'm taking that dark brown shadow and we're going to start creating that wing shape. Usually when I do my clients' makeup, they often ask is, how do I get that perfect wing? And honestly, I don't think there's a right answer. I think it's completely different depending on your eye shape. So for me, I've got hooded eyes. I normally take it quite far out and horizontal just to really kind of stretch that, and so when I open my eyes you don't lose the shape of the wing. What I would encourage for this, and what I think the whole kind of fox eye trend is a really, really thin wing, and also on quite a different angle. So if you take your makeup brush and you put it at the side of your nose and kind of try and get the tail of your brow, you'll see that goes straight up. That's the kind of angle that you want to go for. So I'm going to do a nice fine line, really, really straight and high. Don't worry about this, we're going to clean that up later. And doing this with shadow first just means that it's a lot easier to correct if you make any mistakes, and also you're going to get a really nice smoky, more natural effect. So this is the initial shape of it. I'm then going to connect it to the outer lash line. I'm not really going to thicken it hardly. I know it looks crazy now. Trust us, it'll look better once it's blended. But also you want to keep this right at the outer corner. So this whole middle space I'm going to keep completely blank, and I'm just going to connect that now. So now once you've got that shape on, you're going to take that brush that had the darker shadow on, pick up a tiny bit more, and you're going to blend this so that that harsh shape goes away. So you're just going to go over the edges, nice and softly, and really diffuse that. So then you're going to pick up a nice brightening shade. So this is like a matte cream colour, just from the same palette. And on just a fluffy shader brush, I'm going to just pop that on the inner corner and in the middle of the lid. Just to really start opening the eye back up. So now we're going to go back to the angled brush and the dark shadow, and we're going to extend the inner corner. That's what's really going to give this an elongated, lifted kind of look. Apologies if I'm constantly using the words elongated, lifted, but I guess this is just what this tutorial is. So using the dark brown shadow, just right at the inner corner, I'm going to stamp that on the lash line. And I'm going to stop before you actually get to the colour of your eye here. Stamp that there. Flip your brush over. Pick up a touch more. And I'm going to extend the inner corner. So open your eyes nice and wide and just stamp that right in the tear duct. Like so. And immediately that changes the shape of your eye. And now we're going to pick up a liquid or a gel liner. This is just from Rimmel and it's the Exaggerate eyeliner. And we're going to go over this wing, not the whole way up, just a nice thin line. just to bring that definition back. So the shadow should have gave you a nice guide where to go. And I'm not going to talk through doing my wing liner because I just don't think it's possible and it'll end up everywhere. So this is what you should be left with now, which is just a nice, clean, fine line on the outer corner, inner corner, and your eyes just look really pulled up, really lifted, almost like someone's gone like this with them. If you skip a few minutes before, you can see how different it looks. Now obviously it's going to look a hell of a lot better once I've got my base on, because it looks a little bit crazy, and a pair of lashes always makes the world of a difference. But if you do bear with, I do think that's already started to kind of change the shape. Okay, so now I've popped on a little bit of a corner lash, so I've just trimmed off the inner, probably quarter of the lash, and I've popped that right at the lash band, just at the outer corner, to help with that lift, and it's time to get on with the base. So I'm using a bit of the Smashbox Photo Finish, which is just a pore filling blurring primer, just for the centre of the face. I just pop that on with a ring finger. So now I'm going to do a bit of a trick that I learned from a celebrity makeup artist. He's called Scott Barnes. He does JLo's makeup. He's absolutely incredible. Essentially, he puts the contour on underneath the foundation. Reason for doing this is that you can apply it a lot stronger, a lot less foundation. It lasts a lot longer, and I just really love the look of it. So using that Maybelline Fit Me shade, I'm going to put that very high, like a stripe. So it looks a bit crazy at the minute. Of course, this is so dark and not remotely my colour. But once it's underneath the foundation, you'll see how much of a difference it makes. Because we're going for a fox eye look, the shape that I'm doing the contour in is a lot higher than what I would normally do it. So I pop that very high on the cheekbones, and I take just a little domed brush and I'm flicking that upwards. So you want to start at the corner of your ear, so top of your ear, bring that down towards the corner of the mouth, because you want to look a lot more lifted and like your cheekbones are as thin as Bella Hadid's, which obviously they're not, but never mind. Now this is going to look crazy harsh and you're going to look like a clown, but trust the process. I've tried this a few times now and it never fails. I will say that this is also such a great way of doing makeup for a night out, because your makeup does not move, because you've got so many thin layers underneath it. If your powder bronzer comes off, don't worry, this is already underneath. So you want to leave it to be very exaggerated because you want this to shine through. Now I also round out the cheeks here because I feel like the supermodel kind of look is that they've got really lifted cheekbones. I've already got quite round cheeks, so that kind of works in my favour. So I'm also doing this round the hairline, by the temples, and pulling it right the way back. Again, this is so orangey. Normally I would use quite a cool tone to contour with, but you really want to get that bronzed, glowy goddess kind of look. And if JLo has that look, I want it too. So pull that back. I promise you, trust the process. It's so worth it. Now we're also going to pretend for this look that I don't have a double chin, and we're going to get a nice jawline. So you want to go just under the ear and right under the jaw, like this. So cut that jaw off. I wish. Oh, blocking that with my mirror there, sorry. Like that. And blend again. And when I'm saying blending, I'm just meaning blend the majority out. I don't mean that this is going to blend perfectly. It's not going to blend perfectly, but don't worry. So I'll blend this a touch down. And we are going to be taking foundation down the neck as well to cover this, which you should be already, to be honest. Because it just makes it look a lot more seamless. Makes it look like it's more your skin. And all of a sudden, the double chin's gone. If only it was so easy. So now on a really flat brush, which is a flat definer brush from, I believe, Beauty Bay, we're going to do 2 straight lines down the nose to create that nose contour. Now everyone's going to contour their noses slightly differently. For me, I kind of want to elongate my nose because it's quite short. I'm not going to flick it up because it's quite upturned as it is. And I kind of... Then you're going to go around your whole mouth with this contour as well, and this is going to make you look like you had your lips plumped with 2 mil. This is obviously not necessary, you know. I have quite a big bottom lip, but I quite like the look of bigger lips, and I feel like it's a very supermodel-y kind of thing at the minute. They've all got gorgeous plump lips. You're then going to use a pump of foundation. This is the NARS Sheer Glow, my all-time favourite, because it's got a bit of a sheen to it and a nice medium coverage. And you're going to use a stippling brush, which is like a duo fibre brush. This one is actually just from Wilkinson's, but it's really, really good. And you're going to pick up a little bit of the product and you're going to stamp that over. And now you're going to stipple this on. So you're just going to use pattern motions and flick everything upwards. When it comes to going over the mouth, just close the mouth and tap over. And you're going to see once I've finished doing the blending how lovely it is. Do not forget the neck, especially when it's got contour on. And same with the nose. So now once you've got a rough layer on, you're going to pick up the excess, and on a beauty blender, we're going to tap over everything. And can you see just how much that contour shines through? But now it's not a harsh line. It just looks that you have a natural contour and facelift. So how I discovered this was I watched a video that Scott Barnes did with a YouTuber called Tati Westbrook, or Glam Life Guru. And when he did it, at first, when I was watching the process, I was like, this is not going to work, like this is insane. But honestly, it just looks so nice. And I've never looked back since doing it. I've never actually tried this on a client, but I'm definitely eager to. So girls, when you come back, let us know if you want to try. It's great for photographs. So it's obviously heavy makeup. Listen, I'm not going to do this every day of my life, and I certainly don't, and I wouldn't encourage you to unless you want to. But it's a great way of making your makeup last longer and getting that really flawless face. So now for concealer, I'm going to use the NARS Radiant Creamy Concealer in the shade Custard. And I'm going to go right under that wing to really sharpen it up. And I'm just going to apply this where I need it. So I'm going to do a little line down the nose, a bit on the chin, a bit on these monstrous breakouts. And I'm going to use the Collection Lasting Perfection in shade One Fair, just to really brighten up under the eyes. I don't feel the need to put this on my forehead. I'll run the excess off a beauty blender because I feel like for me, if I put a lot on there, it can get really, really cakey. But you do you. If you want some on your forehead, then certainly do so. And because you've applied your concealer so high, it's once again doing that facelift in a jar kind of look. So the look should be starting to take shape now. Obviously we're going to set everything with powders. And now we're going to apply some powder. As always, the Laura Mercier Translucent. And look up, and we're going to set right underneath. Like that. And we're going to create that line once again, going backwards. Which is just really going to brighten and lift everything. I'm just going to set where I put the concealer and where I would naturally crease, which is my smile lines, because I'm 26 this year. Ooh, and I'm starting to get them. Just in the middle of the brow, like so. I'm then going to use one of my favourite products ever, which is the Charlotte Tilbury Flawless Filter. It's not a foundation, it's not quite a highlight. It's kind of somewhere in the middle. This on just plain skin when you're not wearing any makeup just gives you such a gorgeous glow and a tiny bit of coverage and a tiny bit of even colour. And it's just beautiful. So I'm applying that to the high points of the face, and that's going to give you a real glossy effect. And I find that this does blend out fine over powder. So I feel like if you're going for a supermodel-y kind of look, then they've always got that gorgeous glow. But it's not like a real shimmery highlight, and it's like, how do you get that glow? So for me, that's my magic product. And just with the beauty blender again, I'm just gonna tap that over, and you can see how gorgeous of a sheen that is. This is so beautiful on bridal clients. It's amazing for people with mature skin because it's not a shimmery highlighter that's really gonna accentuate any fine lines, any pores, anything like that. It's just going to give you a really beautiful sheen that looks really natural and like that glow from within. So now you can see that that really matte face that we had really now has just a subtle glow. Your skin just looks lovely and healthy now. This honestly is my miracle product that I would take on a desert island with us alongside some sort of brow product. And I just think that looks so radiant and natural. Now just to re-intensify that contour and bronze, I'm just stamping over where I placed that contour with the MAC Give Me Sun Bronzer. And that's obviously going to set the makeup a bit more, and it's going to bring a nice bit more warmth back to the face. So just the hollows of the cheeks, the chin, and then I dust it over the nose, just where it would naturally hit the sun. And then we're lastly going to re-intensify that contour with a cooler shade just at the very outer edges to really... So this is the Kat Von D Shade and Light Contour Kit, which as you can see is very well loved. And I take a mix of the first two shades, and right at the outer corner, I'm just gonna buff over lightly to create that shadow. Just there. And just a touch at the jaw. And at the temples. Then just picking up some blush. This is a Dior blush in the shade New Red. I've had this for a while. And I'm going to hit that on the apples of the cheeks and pull it back. So just smile, pull a weird face and tap it on and bring it back. And this just brings a really, really youthful look and that shape. I run a touch over the nose because sunburned noses are cute. And do you see how that just brings back so much more life, more colour to the face? Then I'm going to go in with a Real Technique setting brush and the Benefit Cookie Highlight, which is absolutely beautiful. It's a really beautiful pearly white highlight, and with the tiniest bit I'm going over where we'll put that Charlotte Tilbury, which is right at the high point of the cheekbones, which makes you look like I have a cheekbone that I'm sticking out now, which I certainly don't. But fake it till you make it. So now for brows, I'm going to use the Benefit Goof Proof Brow Pencil in the shade 3. I just think you can't go wrong with Benefit's brow products. They're absolutely amazing. For me, I prefer the Precisely My Brow because it's got a really fine point, but this is all I have at the minute, so we'll make do. And at the front of the brow, I'm just grazing a very, very faint line underneath, starting at the front, keeping it really, really faint and flicking upwards like small little hair-like strokes. Keep going back to the spoolie, which is on the other side, and blend in the front. Now as we'll come out to the end, I have to really draw on a tail of the brow just because I'm not blessed with them naturally. If you have more fluffy brows for this kind of look, just make sure that the edge is looking really straight rather than really downturned as much as your natural bone structure will allow. So now I'm going to show you a trick that's going to save you so much money, and it certainly did for me. I use soap on my brows, so this is just a clear soap. I believe it's the Satsuma one from the Body Shop, so it smells great. You want to wet it with just some water or some setting spray, get a little spoolie, and it's the best brow gel that you'll ever use, ever. I used to be absolutely addicted and obsessed with the Anastasia Beverly Hills Clear Brow Gel because it's so strong, and I love the look of like a fluffy brow. But the soap is honestly just amazing. It's so much better. That bar of soap I am not going to run out of anytime soon. I'm going to have for a long, long time. And it just makes the hairs stand up so individually and gorgeous and fluffy. And you saw my brow before. I have hardly nothing, and look at how much better and different that looks now. And I promise you, your brows are now not moving all day. It's absolutely amazing. I use it on all my clients, and every time I do, they're like, what's that? Like, what are you doing? But honestly, incredible. I'll never go back. So I'm now going to go in with a Peaches lip liner in the shade Punchline, which is like a nice nude brown. And I'm going to overline the top lips just a little. I don't need to overline my bottom. And I'm just going to blend that in with a finger. And then we're going to go in with Charlotte Tilbury Super Cindy, just all over that, which is a beautiful pink nude, and blend that in. And this, guys, is the finished look, so I really hope you like it. I hope you can see how much of a difference it's made to my face shape. I hope you give it a try, something a bit different, and please don't forget to give the video a like and a comment if you enjoyed it, and I'll see you soon.